Hello, today I am going to talk to you about another structure or another tense. This is a simple past tense. To start, we need to know when we use the past tense. The past tense is used whenever we talk about an action that is finished or done in the past, whatever action or situation that is finished in our past. However, there are other uses that we can also go over or review, like for example, these ones. First, for a completed action in a time before now. Example, I met my husband in 1993. Another one would be for events that were true for some time in the past. Example, they lived in Russia for 3 years. For a list of completed actions in the past, it means the person performed different actions, one after the other in the past. Example, Ryan came in, took off his coat, and sat down. For habits in the past, when I was a child, I played the piano. Also, to talk about an action in the past that takes place in the middle of another action. This is when you have a combination of two aspects in the past, the simple past and the past progressive, but this is something that I am going to explain ahead in the course. For past facts. Example, he did not like X before. Remember that a fact is something true. Now, the structure for the simple past tense is like this. We are going to focus only on the affirmative today. We are not going to review negatives or questions. I am going to divide this topic into two sessions. So let's focus on this one first, which is the past tense of the verb to be. It will be like this: the subject plus the verb be, which can be was or were depending on the subject, plus a complement, and the past with the verb of action, which is the subject plus an action verb conjugated into the past. In here you see ed because that is the most common way that you're going to find with regular verbs. However, there are other verbs which are different that I am going to discuss ahead, plus the complement. Then, let's see some examples here. It says, I solved the sum. In this one, we are using a verb which is regular. That is why it takes ed at the end. Solve is the present and solved will be the past tense. But it follows the same structure, which is subject plus past, conjugation of the verb plus an object or a complement. And we have another example here. He played football. Now, here I am presenting regular verbs. I am dividing this because, as I mentioned, we have regular and irregular verbs. The regular ones are the most common, and they are easier also because you only add ed to make the conjugation. For example, rest will be rested in the past. Smile will be smiled in the past. And listen will be listened in the past. Then here we are going to see some examples of irregular verbs. We have here, the first one says got, which is the past tense of get. Thought, which is the past tense of think. Put remains the same in the present and in the past. Gave is the past tense of give. Left is the past tense of leave. And brought, it's the past tense of bring. So as you can see here, these irregular verbs are very different in the pronunciation and in the spelling. They are totally different. And the only way to use them is by memorizing them or practicing with them a lot. That is the only way you can handle them. Let's see some other examples. I wrote an example with regular and another with irregular verbs. The first one says he took notes on the most important information. Took here is the past tense of take. While the other one says he prepared his report for the class yesterday. And here we are using something that I'm going to explain. This little word here, yesterday, it's called a time expression. Time expressions are used to be, let's say, in a way, easier to identify a tense. They give you exactly a hint on when the action was developed. So all of these words in here or expressions are telling you that the action took place in the past. Example, yesterday, last night, a month ago, last week, yesterday afternoon, etc. There are very common combinations that you can use for these time expressions. I am going to discuss them with you ahead with more details at the conference. Thank you guys for listening. I hope you have a good day.